How's it going, guys? All right, I'll wait a little bit and see if anybody hops in. Maybe like a minute or two before we get started with our warm-ups, and I'll show you guys the materials that we're going to be using for today's class. All right. Okay, welcome to class. So today, focus of class is going to be on cat grabs, which is a technique you can use to jump and hang onto a vertical wall using your hands and your feet, and also an advanced cat grabbing technique called the cat back, which is where you're jumping away from the wall from the cat grab position. We'll also work on some rolling techniques. Some rock and rolls, some over the shoulder rolls, to just some beginner rolls to work on. And then we'll also work on some wall climbing techniques. We won't be using a wall per se for this class, but I will give you guys some alternative materials that you can use for that part of class. So materials, we're going to be using a slanted surface. So you can use, like I used last time, you can use the step stool if you have one. You can use your backpack full of books. You might even be able to use a chair for today's class, or a steep hill. So those are some slanted surfaces that you can use around the house. You're also going to need a somewhat high wall. It doesn't have to be super high. It just has to be higher than your body, however tall you are. You're going to want to be able to grip onto the wall using your fingers. If your feet can get onto it, it's perfectly fine. We're also going to do some vaulting today, so make sure you have your two chairs, your ledge, whatever you're going to be going over. So we'll be working on a new vault today. And then you're going to want a medium-sized ledge, just a small ledge for another part of class. And then for our game to start off, or to finish off our warm-up part of class, we're going to be using a basket, a chair, and a softball that you can throw. So if you can find those things, that's fine. If you don't have any of those things, perfectly fine. Just try to follow along with me as we go. So we'll go ahead and start with our warm-ups. I'm going to go ahead and start off with just some high knees here. I'm going to show you, of course, the different variations. You have your regular high knee. Get your knees up as high as you can. If you can't stand up, you can sit, do the same thing. Get your knees up as high as you can, or as fast as you can. And if you're laying down, you can, of course, do some bicycle kicks, just like that. All right. Extend your legs as you go. Butt kicks next. Butt kicks, try to kick your butt. All right, cool. Of course, if you're sitting down, turn sideways, you can do just this, just like that. Let's try to kick your butt as you sit down, and if you're laying down, more like this, more slow, more of an exaggerated, like you're pedaling really slow. Lunges next. So you're going to be bringing your knee down to the floor. Your hand's going to come here. You want your knee to be over your foot. This leg to be straight down. Don't put too much weight on your back knee. If you're sitting, turn sideways. Do it like this. If you're laying down, you're going to make the shape of a lunge with your feet and your legs. Cool. Of course, we can do the other side too. Good. This side. Here we go. Cool. All right. Go to the other side now. This feels more like a stretch right here. Feels like a good stretch. Don't worry about putting too much weight on anything. You can't. Do what you can at this point. All right, cool. Now we do our dynamic stretches. We're going to do our ankle in a circle. Other direction. Try to draw a circle with your heel. You can go as slow or as fast as you want. Do the other side. Other direction. Knee circles next. You're going to put your hands on your knees. You're going to spin your knees around, extend, and then bend. Extend, bend. Extend, bend. Just like that. Hips next. Hips in a circle. Other direction. Arm circles next. Big circles. Go backwards. And bring your arm across your body. Arms across your body. Make sure you bring them tight and then open them wide. We do up and down, some scissors, some crocodiles if you want to. Just like that. Do some head circles. The other direction. We're bringing our chin to our shoulders. And then, not chin to our chest. Sorry. Chin to our chest. Alright, now we are done with our warm-ups and our dynamic stretches, okay? So, let's see. First off, we're going to be working on, we're going to play a little game first before we get into our actual workout. So if you can at this time, if you can find a chair and a ball, if you have a basket, or if you can make, or if you have like a hula hoop, that works too, or like a space that I have here, that works fine too. All right. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be playing a little bit of a game, get our legs nice and warmed up, everything pretty much warmed up, and it's a little bit of conditioning too. So what we're going to do is you're going to grab your ball, make sure it's nice and lightweight, make sure that nothing is in the way of you. You're going to have your chair, and then you're going to have your basket area. So we have, it's like basketball, we have where we're going to be shooting at, and we have here. Now for this game, we're not going to be shooting with our hands, we're going to be shooting with our feet. So we're going to have our feet here, we're sitting in our chair. You're going to put your hands on the sides, and you're going to be throwing the ball into the hoop. All right, you're going to do some leg lifts here, and then when you feel ready, you're going to try to throw the ball into the white space. It's a little hard. You got to get the right timing down, and then eventually you'll be able to get it. So just do 3 leg lifts, 2, 3. You try to get it in there. Try to really just work on getting your legs nice and straight, and eventually you're going to get it. There we go. Cool. Awesome. Go ahead and retrieve the ball. Again. Nice. Just like that. Cool, cool. Alrighty. Very nice. Now, if we want to make this harder, what we can do is we can do one of two things. You can switch out your ball for a heavier ball. So I have a weighted ball right here. It's heavier, so it's going to be a lot more workout on my legs. So you're going to be here, you have your weighted ball, you try to do the same thing. A bit heavier, it's going to be harder to throw. You can do that, or instead of using this small area right here, you can take a basket and you can try to shoot it into the basket. So we'll get our lightweight ball here. We're going to try to get into the basket, okay? We're going to have to make sure our timing is right. We're going to make sure that we get our legs as high as we can. All right? So we're coming here, kick. Just like that. All right, it's pretty fun little workout. If you don't have a ball, or if you don't have a basket, but you have a ball, just do the leg lifts. Boom, slow. Slow. You want to make it harder, like I said before, you can add some weight. All right? It's a lot harder with weight. So here. Just like that. All right? Cool, cool. So I'm going to try to do this again. I'm going to see if I can get, let's say, like 3 in a row. Uh-oh. Try to get 3 in a row here. Throw. Try to make it in. You can grab the sides of the chair to keep it balanced. Throw. I guess I won't get 3 in a row, but I'll try to get at least 2 more baskets. Nice. And you can move the basket as close as you want or as far as you want for this exercise. It doesn't have to be super far out. But I did this earlier, so I want to try to get a little bit further out. I guess not today. No 3 today. Cool. So that'll be it for our warm-up game. We're going to go ahead and move on to our first bit of rolling. Okay? We're going to clear our area. We're going to keep our chair. We'll clear this part here. And that should be good. All right. Cool. All right. So for rolls, we're going to be working on rock and rolls first, and then we'll get into the actual parkour roll. So a rock and roll is whenever you are standing here, you sit on your butt, you rock back, and then you come back up to your feet like that without your hands. I did a little workout for NinjaQuest on this exercise, so we're going to redo it today, and I have some extra things to add on to it. So for our rock and roll, if you can't get to the ground, I want you to do these exact same workouts I'm doing in a chair. All right, so whatever I do, try to do it in your chair as best you can. Okay, so first one, we're just going to be sitting here. I want you to bring your knees up to your chest until you fall back. If you're in the chair, don't worry about falling back. Don't fall back. You're going to roll forward, and I want you to tap your toes like this. Tap your toes. Same thing if you're in the chair. Right back. Tap your toes. All you do this 3 times. 1, 2, 3. All right? Cool. And if you're in the chair, you're going to rock back, touch your toes. Notice my butt comes off the chair a little bit, then I come back. Boom. You can even grab backwards like this and go forward like that. Okay? Your next step is you're going to reach past your toes. Okay? So when you reach past your toes, you're going to be touching the floor in front of your toes. You're going to rock back, reach out in front. Boom. Like that. If you can, try to reach so far, and reach out as far as you can. Try to reach out so far that you go onto your tippy toes instead of staying on your feet flat-footed. So you're going to rock back, reach forward, go to your tippy toes, and then come back. Reach forward, tippy toes, reach past your toes, tap the ground. Okay? If you're in the chair, same thing, rock back, past your toes. Okay? Past your toes. Alright? Just like that. Now the next step is just really getting enough momentum that you rock forward and you can stand up. So if you're here, you can rock back, reach out forward, try to stand up on your toes just like that. Use the momentum. If you need a little bit of help, you can use the chair if you're not sitting in it, of course. If you're not sitting in it, grab a chair. And what you can do is you can rock back, rock forward, reach for the chair, grab it, and push to help you stand up. Make sure that when you go towards the chair, you're moving your body towards it and then pushing. Don't try to push if your butt's still back here. You're just going to push yourself back. So you're going to rock back, forward, go forward, reach for the chair, push with your legs. That way you can get better at standing up. And then once you get that down, just do it without the chair. If you're in the chair, I want you to try and just rock back, stand up here, and then safely come back down. Boom. Boom. If you get it down here, if you get that down, you can try to do it standing up and then coming back. And then you can try to do it in a lower surface, like a low sofa or a low lawn chair. You can do it on a lower surface to get better at the rock and roll. So do what you can. Try your best. Let's do this like 3 more times. Okay? So right back. Just like that. If you want a little bit of a challenge, try and let's stand up on one leg. You might need the help of a chair for this one. If you're going to be standing up on your left leg, I want you to use your right hand to hold the chair to help you. So you're going to rock back. You're going to stand up only on your left leg. Right hand, push. All right? This is really helpful for the parkour roll because when you come out of a parkour roll, you're going one foot, then the other. So you rock back, then you go forward. Pushing with the chair. All right? We'll do the other side too. Two with that. Boom. I say easy. All right, cool. Now we understand basics of the rock and roll. So we're going to work on our actual rolling technique. So when you're doing your roll, your parkour roll, you are first off rolling across from your shoulder to your hip. If I'm rolling my left shoulder, I go to my right hip. I'm going to my right, go to my left. All right? So what we're going to do is I just want you guys to try and do the rock and roll where you rock back. Just rock back. Don't rock forward. Try to rock back. I want you to sway from side to side. So it's going to look like this. You're going to rock back, but before your shoulders touch the ground, I want you to go to either your left or your right side. So you're going to rock back, go to your left, go to your right. Just like that. All right? So you're going to rock back. Boom. You're going to be going for either your left or your right side. So you go back straight, left, or go to your right. Right. Okay? So now, if you got that down, I want you to lean towards one side first. I'm going to lean towards my right. Lean towards your right or your left side, and I want you to start falling back. And when you roll back, I want you to move over to your other side. So I'm on my right hip. I'm going to fall backwards. Then as I fall back, I'm going to move to my left. Like that. All right? And of course, you do on the other side. All right? So that's that for just rocking back and forth. How do we do the full roll? Of course. Now, that was the back end. Let's teach you the front end. So for the front end of the roll, you're going to be making an L with your feet here. I have an L with my feet. You're going to bend your knees, take your hands, you're going to make a triangle, a diamond, whatever you want to make with your hands, but you're going to be placing it out to the side. All right? Whatever side your hands are on, you're going to be looking. So my hands on my right, I'm going to look to the right. Okay? So from here, I want to look to the side. I want to straighten my legs and go on my tippy toes, like that, and then come back. All right? So you're going to be here, stand up, go on your tippy toes, and then come back. You're shifting your weight towards your hands, and then you're going to be moving to your shoulder in the next step. So practice again. L's, diamond, look to the side, leg straight, go forward, come back. All right, so how do we link the front half and the back half? It's very simple. All you have to do is when you shift your weight towards your hand, bend your other arm. So if I'm going to the right, I'm going to bend my left arm. I'm going to bring my elbow towards the ground. I'm not going to go onto my elbow. I'm going to try to go to my shoulder. Okay? So I'm here. I'm going to put my hands out to the right. So I'm going to go to my opposite arm. I'm going to stand up, shift my weight, bend my arm, and then I roll. Okay? We'll do this again. We're here. I have my L's. I'm going to make my diamonds and my triangle. Stand up straight, shift your arm, or shift forward, and then roll. Just like that. Okay? Now, some of you already have your forwards rolls, but if you're trying to learn your backwards roll, it's actually very simple. You can just take the steps that you learned before and just reverse them. So we're going back to the back end of the roll. You're going to start on one side of your body. I'm on my right side right now. You're going to fall backwards, start shifting to your left, but this time all you have to do is push and go over that shoulder back to the front half. So now it's almost like we're going in reverse for the backwards roll. So if we're doing a backwards roll, start on one side, just like we did at the very beginning. Rock back, hands here, and push with your arms. Okay? Make sure you sway to the side. You should not be going over your head. You should be going over your shoulder. You should be able to look to the ground where you want to go. So we're going to the side, one side. You're choosing the side. You're going to fall back and fall to the other side. Put your hands down, push, then roll. So you're here, just like that. Push. Very cool. Awesome. Alrighty. Cool. We're going to go ahead and do like 2 more of those rolls, and then we'll move on to cat grabs. Okay? Practice them on both of your sides as much as you can, too. Alrighty, how we doing? Cool. Awesome. Alright. So for cat grabs, let me move you guys over a little bit so you can see. Okay. We have my chimney right here. We're going to be using that for cat grabs. I also have a step stool to help us out. So for cat grabs, you're going to have your feet under your legs and you have your hands on top. I have my hands like this on the top. I'm putting the ledge right here in my fingers. Alright? Like right here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to get used to getting into the cat grab position. Okay? So let me grab a chair. Actually, get my chair here. This is a really neat little thing. We'll have my chair here. Before I even go onto the step stool, I'm just going to practice squatting and keep my hands here. So I'm going to squat down. My arms are going to straighten out. And I'm going to get here. And I'm going to stand up. Alright, just like that. Squat down. I'm going to stand up. Good. You can try to go down as slow as you want and then try to come up as fast as you can. So good workout. Try to like slow motion it. Really feel your grip on the ledge. It tests your grip, and then you can pull up slowly. It's like a workout right here. Very good. Just like that. Go down slow. And I'll go up fast. Just like that. Of course, we can do it the other way. We can do it here with our feet on top of the stool. So my feet are on top of the stool. My feet are going to be right under my hands, just like if I was on an actual wall. My feet and my hands are going to be on the same plane. So I'm going to be here, feet here, going to lower down slow, boom, and then come up fast. Just like that. If you don't have the stool, that's perfectly fine. You can do the exact same thing without it. Here, going down slow, and then coming up fast. Just like that. Going down slow, and then you can try to go up as fast as you can this time. Boom. Pull. Use your muscles. Pull yourself up fast. Down slow. Up fast. Now I want you to try to go down fast, and then pull up slow. Slowly pull. Like that. Down slow. Up fast. Or up slow. Boom. So you're alternating those different speeds, going down slow, going up fast. You're alternating it so you can work different muscles of your body. Cool. When you're on a wall, typically, you aren't going to be hanging with your feet together like this. Usually, you want to have them spread out, kind of like this, so that you can do what's called a cat back. So a cat back is whenever you're on the wall, you push off of the wall, you do a little bit of a 180 turn, and that allows you to go away from the wall. So if I'm here on the wall, I can go down here, step, and push off. All right? And this could be a move that you can use to go across from one side to another. You can drop down slow, and then boom, just like that. Notice that as I go down slow, like this, I'm pulling and my foot goes on the wall at the exact same time. So I'm pulling up, my foot goes on, I'm looking to the side, so I look before I leap, and then I push off of that foot to get over here. All right? Cool. There we go. So what we can do is if we grab this mat here, I can try and pre it. Okay, I can try to land on it. So I'm going to cat grab here. Boom. I'm going to step up and pre. Okay? Try it one more time. Down. Boom. Just like that. Okay? It's pretty cool, right? See, that's that for our cat grabs. Okay? So now we're going to go ahead and take our break, our water, bathroom, whatever break questions if you have it. After our break, we'll work on some wall running. We're going to do a new vault, and I'll show you guys a game that you can play with a group or by yourself. All right. So I can get some water. got 3 minutes left. So for anybody joining in now, we have, for the first part of class, we did a little game. We were working on our lifting our legs, extending our legs with weight. It's almost like at the gym where you have that machine where you can lift the weighted bar up and have the weights in the back. You're just like lifting your legs. If you want to see that workout, it's really fun. You can check it out earlier in the video, but we did that workout. We worked on our rolls. We worked on rock and rolls, parkour rolls, and backwards rolls. We went through that. And then we just finished up on cat grabs and cat backs. So technique that you can use to hang onto a wall using your hands and your feet. And then stepping on the wall to push away for the cat back. You can use it to push away from a wall and go to your feet. All right? Cool. So we have about 2 minutes left until our break ends. For the rest of class, we're going to be working on a new vault called the roll vault. We'll also work on some wall climbing, some wall stepping. So we'll be doing that too. And then at the end of class, I'll show you a little game that we can play before we stretch. So I'm going to go ahead and set up for wall climbing first and then come back and get started. So for this next part, you're going to want a chair and a wall. That's all you really need is just a chair against the wall. So if you can, just try to get that chair against that wall, and you don't really need anything else. I'm going to have some extra things, but you can use other things as well. I have something hanging from the ceiling, but you can use a balloon to sing like that. Okay? All right. Cool. So for our wall climbing, we want to really understand the idea of something called a knee drive. For your knee drive, you're going to be stepping with your foot, and you're going to take your other knee, it's going to come up as high as you can. You want to try and get this knee above your hip. So to help with that, we have our chair here. You can practice just stepping and putting your foot on top, just like that. Okay? Step, you put on top. Boom. All right? If you got that easy, try to do the other leg. Okay? Because you may not have the same mobility in both legs. All right? Very simple. So next, what's going to make this into a wall climb is us adding pressure into the chair to send us up. If this were an actual wall, and this is a vertical wall, we don't want to be pushing straight into the wall, and we also don't want to be pushing straight down into the wall. Let me tell you why. When you're going straight at a wall, if I put my foot here and push straight into it, it's going to send me back. All right? Like if I had my foot here, I push, to send me back. If I push straight into it. If this is a vertical wall and I push straight down, my feet are going to slip straight down. Okay? Especially if they're really low on the wall. That's why you want your feet to be high up, so that if they're too low, they're going to start slipping down. But if they're nice and high, they won't. So we have to have a kind of a mixture. We want to push in, we also want to push down. Okay? So it sends us up and it sends us out away from the wall. So I have right here a little object here. This is my goal. I'm going to try and reach it. How am I going to reach it? I can't reach it right here, so I'll use my wall to help me out. I have my pillow here to gauge the distance. You don't want to be too close to the wall. You don't want to be right here trying to step up. You want to be about here, putting your foot on the wall. So stay on the other side of the pillow, step with your feet, swing your arms up, and you're trying to reach towards it. Okay? So you're going to go. All right? Notice my arms follow this leg. Boom. All right? My arms are they're linked with this leg. If this leg shoots up, my arms go up too. So step, boom. Try to reach it. Boom. And I'm using a little object up here. I'm hanging it from the ceiling. You can use a balloon. That works really well. So you're here, boom. Just like that. I'm just tapping it. I'm trying to curl my fingers around the object. I'm just tapping it like that. Boom. All right, cool. If you're also working on two-stepping, if your chair's against the wall and you are sure you can be safe doing this, you can step once here, and then you can step again on the top of the chair here. Like I said, it has to be against the wall for this, or else your chair will fall over. So make sure your chair's against the wall. You're going to go step, step. All right? You can incorporate the arms. Coming here, step, step. And I can get higher up. Now I'm touching the ceiling. If this is an actual wall, my feet are going to be like this. I'm pushing in and I'm pushing down. So we go. Step, step. All right? If that seems a bit intimidating, go back to this. Practice just stepping and just going there. Push. You can even practice pushing and extending this leg as much as you can. A lot of you guys have already done this workout before in just home workout videos. That's parkour right there. What you're doing is doing parkour. You're using the step stool, your obstacle, to get from point A, the ground, point B, whatever is up in the air you want to get. All right? Cool. We'll do this a couple more times. And then we'll move on to our next vault. All right? My hands are back here on this last step. I don't want to step on the pillow. I want to step past it. This is about, I'd say, about 2 feet away from the chair. So if this was an actual wall, you want to be about 2 feet from the wall before you start stepping on it, not any closer. All right, or farther. So there you go. Boom. Hands are back here. Boom. Follow the leg with your arms. Boom. There's. All right. So we can move on to our vaulting technique. Cool. So I have a chair and a beam here. But you guys can just use 2 chairs if you want to. That works too. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to start on the floor, and then we will move on to the actual vault. So we'll be here on the floor. I have my setup over there. So here on the floor, we're going to get into a squat. And what I want you to do is I want you to just practice rolling and trying to roll to your feet over your shoulders. So we're going sideways. You can actually just land your back here and just practice going side to side. You can push up your elbows. What you want to try to do is you want to try to get your hips off the ground. So if I'm facing this way, roll side to side, my hips want to stay off the ground. Just like that. Hips off the ground. Get as high on your shoulders as you can. You want to be open here, then you want to close up here. Boom. And then you're going to try to roll over here. Once you get that down, you can try and roll to your feet. In order to do that, you're going to start in a squat, take this hand, bring it across to this foot, and you're going to roll to your feet. Okay? Move you guys over. Here, across your feet, just like that. Okay? So this is the beginnings of the roll vault. When you're doing a roll vault, you're pretty much doing that motion, this rolling motion right here. Take your hand, go across to your foot, and then you collapse down and roll to your feet, like that, okay? If that is still hard, I'm about to move on to the actual vault, but if that's hard, make sure you practice that first just on the ground. If the roll on the ground's hard, practice going side to side, and just practice building momentum. Practice building momentum by opening up and closing in. Open up, closing in, closing in. Make sure your hips are off the ground. Okay? Cool. So now we're going to get to our roll vault. For this roll vault right here, you want to get your shoulders onto the obstacle. You don't want your back to touch. So what we can do is we can just kind of lay here on the obstacle, get our hips off, practice rocking side to side, and then down to the ground. Okay? Really focus on keeping your hips off of the obstacle. So you can sit, hips up, boom, and come over. Once you get better at that, you can try to do the full roll vault where you go straight down, and you can roll straight over. Just like that. Okay? You can use your legs to help you kick over. So you can step here, kick, and then roll forward. Kick this back leg up, and then try to jump off of this foot into your roll. This is the beginning of like a side flip. Okay? Because in a side flip, you want to be jumping straight down, and you can use your arm and your leg to kick up and give you momentum to roll. So you're here, step, and you roll over. All right, it's a bit low. So it's a bit awkward for me, but that's pretty much it. This is a difficult move. It's a bit more advanced, so I would recommend just working on rolling side to side before you do this one on the ground. Make sure you can just roll on the ground first before you get to this one. Very nice. All right. So we can move on to our last little activity. For our last activity, we're going to play a little game. We're going to use our vault, so you can keep your vault here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys how you can play the game add-on. Now I'm going to show you guys how to play the game add-on by yourself. So add-on is a parkour game where you set a trick, and then a friend of yours does that trick, and then they add on to whatever you just did. So they do some other move. It can be a jump, vault, spin, whatever. It can be whatever. But usually it requires two people. So what we're going to do is we're going to play add-on, and we're going to go 8 rounds. Let me show you how we're going to do it 8 rounds. Let's say I start off with a safety vault. You learned that in like the first class. So I do a safety vault here. Now, you're going to do a push-up, okay? This is kind of to simulate the other person's turn. So you're just going to do a push-up, one push-up. After you do your push-up, you're going to do the safety vault, and then you're going to add on to it, okay? So I'm going to do a safety, and then I'm going to do, I'll do the roll vault. Just like that, okay? Do another push-up. So now it's push-up time. Boom. And then we do a safety, we do the roll vault, and then we'll add on to that. So the push-up is just going to be the break in between, but you're still going to be adding on things yourself. So now you're not only are you working on different skills, but you're working on your creativity. You're working on coming up with things on the fly. So we'll get started with that. I'm going to be starting off with just a simple safety vault, and then we'll do our push-up, and I'll tell you what we're going to do after that. So safety, push-up, next one do safety, rock and roll,
push up. Now make sure you do push up here. Push up. Now you're gonna do safety, rock and roll, and then I'm gonna do, let's say I'm gonna step over like this. All right, push up. Now we're gonna do safety, rock and roll. Oh, step over, and then we can do lazy vault. Try your best to do that move, and then we'll do a push up again. Go. Safety, rock and roll, step over, lazy vault. Ooh. Then we'll do kind of like a needlepoint handstand. All right, now do a push up. Let's do safety, rock and roll. I forgot what's next. Oh yeah, step over, lazy, handstand. And then next we can do, I'm going to kind of do like a side vault over, like this. And then push up. I think we're on like round 6 right now. 2 more add-ons. Safety, rock and roll. Keep going, guys. Step over. Lazy, handstand. What I do? Yeah, side vault here. And I'm gonna add on one more. I'm gonna add on, let's see, backward safety. So for the backward safety, you're gonna place your hands here. Your back's gonna be facing where you want to go. You're gonna step through like that. Pretty cool move. All right, push up. We have one more add-on. Boom. One more. Safety. Rock and roll. Step over. Oh no. Lazy. Ooh. Handstand. Ooh. What I do here? Side vault. I think it was backwards. Safety. And then we'll do roll vault next. So we worked on pretty much all the moves that we've gone over, vaulting wise and floor wise, just doing that game of add-on. So play that. Those are your add-ons. Play that, whatever you want. I think it's time to stretch now, right? Yeah, it's time to stretch. Let me clear up my area. Ooh. And when you are playing add-on, you don't have to do those specific moves. You can make up your own moves. You can get creative with it. Do things that you want to work on. That's just an idea. But now you know how to play the game by yourself. Just use the push-up as a way to kind of take a break and give yourself time to think. And you can work on your creativity that way. So now it's time for us to do our stretches. We'll start off here. I'm gonna straddle. Ooh. Make sure my camera. All right. Straddle, legs apart. We'll go here. The other side. Ooh, good class. We worked on a good bit today. I'll go down the middle. Legs together. We're gonna point your toes. Hands gonna go up. Reach down. Feet together. Pull them close. Can push your knees down. grab your toes, take a deep breath in through your nose. You're gonna breathe out through your mouth and bring your nose to your toe. Put one leg out, other leg over. Nice. Other leg. Ooh, sweating today. Okay. We're gonna bring our foot back into our quad stretch. Legs gonna be back. The front leg's gonna be straight. And go back as far as you can. Other side. Oof. Bring our feet together. Ooh. Back as far as you can. Awesome. We're gonna lunge next. Take our hand. My right knee's right here. Take my right hand. Put it on the inside and open it up. And we'll go back down. Cool. Other side. Hand. Open it up. Cool. Do our wrist next. Forwards and back on our wrist. Side to side. So your hands just spin around. Put your hands like this. And you're closing your fist. You're gonna do our seal stretch. Try to bring your hips down to the floor. Cat stretch next. Take your right leg, do your lunge. You're going to take your knee, bring it down towards the floor, lay over it. Other side, other side. There we go. And our last stretch. We're going to bring your feet together. Feet flat in the ground, hands flat in the ground, arms straight, legs straight. Your downward dog. Now walk your feet up to your hand and stand on up. All right. Cool. All right, guys. So that is it for today's class. We worked on a lot. Starting off, we worked on that game, lifting our legs up, throwing the ball into the basket. We worked on our cat grabs and cat backs, pushing away from the wall in the cat position to go where we want to go. We worked on some rolling techniques, the parkour roll, the rock and roll, backwards roll. We worked on pretty much all of them. Side rolls even for the roll vault. We worked on the side rolls and the roll vault. And then we finished off with playing add-on. We learned how to do that, even if it's just us. If you have friends, you can play that with them. Each of you guys can take turns adding on. But if you don't have anybody at the house right now, it's perfectly fine. You can still play add-on and work on your endurance. Okay? But that's it for class today. I'll see you guys probably next Thursday, and hope you guys have a good day. Bye.